Hello, everyone. Live Audiophile Roundtable. I'm Steve Westman. Fun show, 90s grunge scene on vinyl. Welcome. Hope everyone's having a great morning so far. I am really excited about this. We're going to do a deep dive on the most raw, authentic, and I think one of the era-defining moments in modern music history, the 90s Seattle grunge scene. You know, when we had distorted guitars, flannel shirts. It was a shift in culture. Now, came out of the rainy clubs of Seattle, that sound which is like mixed punk energy, metal weight, the lyrics. We had bands like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, just local bands playing in clubs in Seattle who almost overnight, maybe not overnight, but pretty close, became global icons. And for those who lived and breathed vinyl, grunge holds a special place. You know, many of those records were born in the indie vinyl underground, pressed at small runs on Subpop. I'm sure you guys have seen Subpop before exploding into, of course, you look at Nirvana, million sellers, Pearl Jam. You've got albums today like Nevermind, 10 by Pearl Jam, just treasures if you have the originals. Just a reminder of the music industry that, you know, it's just was a big hit, huge hit. So this morning we're going to get into we're going to look at it, how Seattle became the epicenter of grunge, look at some of the records that my guests have. I have to introduce my guests, but really it's still something that's ongoing today, and as vinyl enthusiast, stuff that we really crave and I think want to collect going forward, that might be one of those eras that in maybe 5 or 10 more years we'll see the vinyl records that we own increase in value depending on what you have. But before I bring in my guests, one other thing that really defines the moment, especially for me personally in the grunge scene, was the movie called Singles. If you guys have checked that out before, Cameron Crowe movie of 1992, really was, I think, a love letter to Seattle at the time. It really captures the apartments at the time, the clubs, the lifestyles, and of course the bands during that period as well. The soundtrack has become iconic. Tracks from Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Mudhoney, Chris Cornell, of course. It really defined, I think that's better than any documentary out there. That movie itself really defined what it was like to live in the early 90s in Seattle during that time period. So that being said, I'm going to bring in a guy that lived it, was a DJ, you know him, during that time period, who was boots on the ground during that time, wasn't he? Michael T, boots on the ground. Take your mic off.
Yes. I'm sorry.
You're boots on the ground for that, I'll
Hey
tell you.
guys, yes. I was 17 in 1986 when I started working in radio as an intern answering request lines at a rock station here in Seattle. And I worked in radio until 2002. So I was at a rock station in Seattle during that whole time, KISW.
So you have a lot of stories for us today. Now, going back to what I was saying about the iconic movie itself, take a look at this. This is one of the scenes from Singles right there. Just sitting there listening to their records. I mean, on the right-hand side, you see a Jimi Hendrix record. Pretty cool stuff. And I mean, I love the character there. His name is Steve, if you remember the movie Singles. So, and Kyra Sedgwick, who's actually Mrs. Kevin Bacon today. She's been married to Kevin for years. But that movie, to me, really defines grunge and sort of my introduction to it. I remember watching that in the movie theater when I don't even know how old I was back in, what was that, 1991, so 17 years old, long time ago. But there's the cast there. And of course, I really think, take a look at that movie. I mean, watch it, Singles, great movie. I know another fellow we're going to bring in right now, Josh from High Fidelity Records. You're in Seattle. There it is. Welcome. You brought a whack load collection, some, I think, would you say, I don't hate to use the word expensive. Let me just rephrase it. Maybe collectible yet stuff that I think if you're looking to add to your collection that, again, and I know I did this lecture not long ago. We don't want to have anyone think that these records are investments, but these could be ones that, you know, if you're want to add to your collection and you want to enjoy it, these could be ones, right? We can talk
Yeah.
about that today.
Yeah.
But I first, again, getting back to this grunge, this whole grunge scene, I know on our show, and I've been pretty adamant on, hey, let's talk more about stuff that's newer, not stuff that's from 70 years ago. And people will say, oh, Westman, you're a hypocrite. You had, shows about records that are 70 years old on the other day. That's fine. I mean, we still need that. We still have a big audience that wants that as well. But I'm still, I mean, again, I'm a big proponent of really paying forward and getting the vinyl industry and the vinyl scene to younger people. My generation and even younger as well, or even Josh's generation. I don't even think you're obviously younger than myself. But first of all, Michael T., you were boots on the ground. 1986, you were a DJ at a record station. So you saw sort of the becomings of this. And I think really, when you look at grunge bands in Seattle in the 1990s, I mean, most people think, oh, Nirvana, you got the Foo Fighters. Of course, you've got Alice in Chains, right? Pearl Jam, all those guys. But I think where it all started, guys, was Green River, the band Green River, right? Which members later formed Mudhoney and Mother Love Bone, which of course all evolved into Pearl Jam. So there's lots of just things that happened in the, I wouldn't even say mid 80s in Seattle, but late 80s. All those influences, all those bands led to Kurt Cobain and Nirvana and that sound. So there's lots to talk about today. Michael, some of your experiences from that, being boots on the ground, being in radio, you must have seen that firsthand, sort of how grunge took over. I want to say 1988 is the year for that, possibly. Maybe you can help me with that.
Yeah, it was right around 87, 88-ish when it started. Yeah, and I was actually trying to find I have my Green River record. Here it is.
So which one is that? Tell the folks what it is.
I believe this one, I haven't played it for a while. I forgot I had it. It's called Dry as a Bone. And I believe it's an original on Sub Pop. It is, yeah. So Green River. So this was the band, Green River, as you just mentioned. Right. A lot of musicians came from Green River. And I believe, Josh, don't you have a copy of Green River also? I thought I saw you might have this record, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I have every original Green River record.
Let's start with Green River, just so that everyone that's watching understands. I truly think that Green River is ground zero for grunge in Seattle. If you want, you can argue with me on that one, but from what I remember of that era and just reading a lot about the beginnings of that, Green River sort of was the beginning of that. Would that be safe to say?
Yeah,
I think so. I mean, there were bands in the early 80s also that evolved into Green River, but I mean, that was kind of where it started. There was Sub Pop, right? Sub Pop Records.
Yeah.
An early Sub Pop release. I think it said SP45. No, what's that? I can't remember the number. They would literally number the records as, let's see, what is it? I try to find the catalog number because they would just work their way up, Actually, this was SP11. This was the 11th record Sub Pop put out. So early on Sub Pop too.
Yeah, I think it really starts with this comp right here.
What are we looking at?
This is called the Deep Six comp, and this came out on CZ Records in 1985. And as you can see, we've got Green River, Malfunction, which would later kind of devolve into Mother Love Bone, right, with Andrew Wood. The Melvins, Skin Yard, which had a young Matt Cameron on drums, right, and then of course the mighty Soundgarden, and then the U-Men, who were super popular and were later on. I think they were on Sub Pop as well.
Yeah,
this is considered the very first grunge compilation and the first time many of these bands appeared on LP.
Yeah, there were two compilations, Deep Six and another one called Another Pyrrhic Victory. And they were both, Malfunction was on that too. But Skin Yard became Grunge. That was another awesome band. Grunge was from Skin Yard.
Right.
So going back to Green River, I think they sort of laid down the sound of grunge, maybe I would have to say, more or less. And then from there, other bands sort of, I wouldn't say emulated, but I guess they did use that sound and made it into their own. I mean, I truly believe that is what happened here. That's why I really feel that Green River is ground zero in Seattle. And that was probably 1988-ish, Michael. Was that when they sort of came about? around there?
87, 88,
87,
right
yeah.
around there.
Okay.
Yeah, right around
So
that time.
playing the local clubs and doing all that, right? I mean, that's pretty much what they did. I think it was even earlier than that, but they probably weren't really getting much recognition until late 80s anyways. I think they formed in the mid to the 84, 85 era.
Yeah.
Right.
So going back, so we got Green River. Josh, you have the whole Green River catalog, I think you were mentioning, and those are all.
I actually have all of their singles. I think the earliest single goes back to 84.
So it was 84. Okay.
Yeah. So they had been kind of honing their sound. If I remember this story correctly, I think where the name grunge came from was a journalist, I think from the UK, was writing a review of a Green River record, I believe, and he said, something to the effect of, this grungy rock sound, and I think that's he kind of unintentionally coined the term, right? And so that's kind of where you kind of, like you said, Steve, kind of that mix of punk and hard rock and classic rock, and it just kind of all intersected there. So
and metal. See, this is a band. This was reissued in 2014. This is the band Mike McCready was in. He's really young there. 1983. The band was called Shadow.
Yeah. I love the hair. I love the hair. It's almost like it's like metal hair, like headbanger hair almost in a way.
He looks like he's 16.
Right? That's funny.
One of the
so are those records that you have, Michael, all from your days as a DJ during
No, not all of them.
Okay.
No, this was reissued in 2014, I think. And Seattle kind of had a metal scene also right before grunge, like Queensryche, 1984, 80.
I didn't even mention that.
Queen of the Reich.
That's what I was mentioning before. Just when you listen to sort of the beginnings of grunge, right? You have like very heavy guitar.
Yeah,
and you really the distinct drum patterns as well that you're listening to, and I think that was derived from sort of that metal sound of the time as well. Absolutely,
a lot, yeah,
definitely. It was, just kind of. It's almost just seemed like it happened by accident. You know what I mean? It was like Seattle kind of.
I like Vinyl Kicks is like, I'm not really a fan of the term grunge, more of just the Seattle sound, but I think someone else, I think it was Scott Wheeler here, said, didn't Neil Young and Crazers invent grunge with the song Rust Never Sleeps?
And as you guys mentioned, these guys from Aberdeen, Kurt Cobain was a huge fan of the Melvins.
So the Melvins is another big band.
Influence kind of
too.
Slow, grungy, yeah. And from Aberdeen, Washington. So great.
How far is that from Seattle then? Where's Aberdeen? Is it north or south, so the folks know?
I think it's kind of southwest, maybe. Yeah, south, about an hour and a half. But yeah, the Melvins. I think Kurt Cobain was a roadie for the Melvins
no kidding.
at one point. Yeah, he was. So kind of this metal punk kind of came together and formed what we call grunge. Yeah, heavy, sludgy sound.
So when you're in radio, then Michael, you said 86. So when did this get introduced to you? When did you realize, oh my gosh, this grunge thing is or the Seattle sound? I know Vinyl Kicks will like to hear that was sort of here to stay, or it was just really becoming popularized. There's more people going to the clubs.
Yeah, as far as it becoming commercially accepted or recognized, it kind of started with Alice in Chains when Facelift came out in '89. That kind of was the first start of it.
Do you have that record?
I do. I have a reissue of that. And at the same time, Mother Love Bone, which actually I bought some Mother Love Bone from Josh recently, and I already have some Mother Love Bone. Mother Love Bone was the band that Pearl Jam evolved into. And this is kind of a side note, but I do want to mention this last week, about a week ago, they reissued on vinyl for the first time in forever, Apple, which is their full album, and the EP Shine.
Turn it around so the folks can see it at the back too.
These were just reissued. This is their full album, and this was their EP that came before that.
So pressed at GZ, I'm assuming.
No, these are actually they're not. I'll let you know about these. So these, I spoke with Levi Seitz, our black belt master, and he cut these.
Okay.
So these were cut by Levi Seitz from 192.24, and they were actually pressed. You had the original. Yes, I have one of those too.
Original.
So, yeah. So you know what I found out? These are the new injection molded records. Have you guys heard of injection molded records yet?
So Andreas is saying on Echo vinyl. Is that sort of what it still is?
Yeah.
What's injection mean?
Injection molded is, instead of using a hydraulic press, it's a new process. And the place, it says made in the Netherlands. And Levi told me it's a new plant called Good Neighbor. All they do is injection molded records.
And where's that?
In the Netherlands.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and they issued, I guess this week they're coming out on black vinyl, but Shine, I'll show you the colors they selected for these. Shine is kind of this baby blue color. They get cut by Levi Sites here at Black Belt Mastering in Seattle. And Apple it's called a habanero orange. Let me show you that.
Let me see that.
And these are actually really nice sounding records. Let me open. Yeah. Let me get that out of here. I'm sorry.
Spicy
So many
habanero.
records.
So when you say nice sounding, Michael, what does that mean to the folks?
I approve these. I'll put it that way. They sound really good.
Okay.
Yeah, they sound really good.
What are you hearing on those ones?
I'm hearing everything I've heard that Levi Sites does at Black Belt sounds amazing, and I'm sure you've heard some of his stuff. You've heard his Purple Rain, haven't you? You said that sounded great.
I have it here.
That one that just came out. Yeah, everything he's done sounds awesome.
Not grunge, but it does sound well. It does sound good.
Yeah.
It's still bright. I think the mix is bright, and I don't know why we're talking about Purple Rain and the grunge, but yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I do have an OG Apple, and actually, I used to have Shine original. I sold it at one point, and I bought it again from Josh. So,
Josh, you have an OG US Apple?
I do, yeah. Like I was just showing you. Yeah.
So
Pat's
saying it sounds huge. Describe what you're hearing on that record.
Well, this one's sealed, so I have not heard it. So, I will say I did clean and listen to the OG Shine that I sold to Michael, and it sounds great, fantastic. It was actually mastered at Sterling Sound, I believe, and it's sounds huge. I also sold a 12-inch single of Shangri-La test pressing of Shangri-La to Michael as well. That also just sounds killer.
Yeah. I don't. This came out in the UK. I bought it about 10 years ago.
Let's see that one, Michael.
This is Mother Love Bone. It's a promo 45 RPM 12-inch from Mother Love Bone. One side's got Capricorn Sister, Stardog Champion, and then it's got Mind Shaker Meltdown and Chloe Dancer Crown of Thorns. 45 RPM. This is from the UK. I think I bought it during COVID.
Look at the dead wax in that. There's not going to be any intergroove distortion on that.
No, they're definitely not.
We're not worried about that.
Yeah, a lot of UKs are 45 to 12 inches. Actually, no, this is actually 33, believe it or not. I got that mistake. Most of them are 45. It's 33. But yeah, no intergroove. Definitely. You see all the dead wax? Yeah.
So, Josh, I know we're having you on as well because obviously you've got a substantial grunge collection of, I guess, OGs, would I say? I don't even know what you have. But you have an announcement, and I think some of the viewers who are looking for some of this stuff, who are looking to buy it and serious about it, where would they buy this from?
Yeah.
Would they buy this from you? Can we get it from you?
Yeah, making it live right now. So live for all the web people watching the Audiophile Roundtable. You get first.
Let's step back. You bought an entire collection, right, Josh? Let's go back to that. You bought an entire grunge collection?
Got an entire grunge collection,
Wow.
right. So what you're going to find is probably the greatest collection of original grunge records, I mean, that I've ever seen. This gentleman named Darren, he has been collecting these and curating this collection for decades. I mean, we have, everything from, got the original Subpop 200 compilation.
Hang on, I got to see that. Let's see this here.
So this is the original Subpop comp.
Oh, yeah.
Subpop 200. You can see some of the bands. I mean, it's got original First Time Nirvana, Screaming Trees, Green River, Soundgarden.
Mudhoney's on there, the Rose.
Yeah. We've got stuff like original pressing, US pressing of Bleach. This is on, the original pressing was on white vinyl. And some of them came with a poster, and some did not. Not very
Let me
many
stop
came-
you right there. So that's Nirvana Bleach. Open that. Is that open? That's not sealed, right? Open that up. I want to see that one. So that's an original.
That's an original, yep, on white.
So who is the master engineer back then? Does it have any initials on there? Who would have cut that?
Good question.
At the time, they were pressing on a place called Erica Records out of California. This around.
K-Disc seems to be a lot of what's in a lot of the
K-Disc is the mastering engineer?
No, that's the mastering studio.
So who was the mastering engineer at that time?
They didn't sign it. Whoever worked at K-Disc, they were in California. And then they went to Golden Mastering later.
Well, maybe PB Thal. I saw him on here. He might know who that would be. I'm interested.
All these have the Subpop single deal in there, and it has the original poster, but I mean, I have not just this. I have every single pressing of Bleach.
So Josh, 1 second.
Every single pressing? Yeah.
Bandy's saying this one's expensive. Which one's expensive, Bandy?
That Bleach. It is.
Bleach. Here's another.
And PB Thel answered. John Golden worked at K-Disc, and then
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you. It was John Golden. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's
Australian.
Is that open?
Yeah, you can actually take it out. It actually has this cloth.
I want to see that.
Yeah. While he's opening it, Steve, John Golden was with Kevin Gray at Artisan. They started working together in the early 70s.
And I think John Golden's son's now part of the whole mastering.
And his daughter, too, yes.
Okay. Let's see that. That is really cool.
Australian Tour Edition. It was in the cloth bag. Now, these are all on the Waterfront label. The Australian, this is on green.
Yeah.
Show it to you.
Yeah, they put out a compilation called F Me, I'm Rich. I have that.
Got that, too. I have the...
Yeah.
I have
I
that,
don't know why I put it, but I have that.
Yeah, and... But yeah, this collection is pretty crazy. Like I said, it does have every single version of Nirvana Bleach, every single pressing of Nirvana Bleach. We've got every single pressing of Pearl Jam 10 in this collection. We've got, I mean, it's quite expansive. What all is in here? I mean, I'll show you a few others. Here's an original US 10. Which didn't come out till 94 in the U.S.
On LP.
On LP, right? Yeah.
I know because I have the CD, of course. I never bought the record.
And
that's a promo. It looks like you got a little punch out there.
Yeah, a little promo, and
that had a lot of music for one record.
Well, look at this. You've got the John Bandy stamp of approval. Josh, you've got some amazing stuff there. If John Bandy thinks it's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, when I came across this stuff, you know, it was
faint worthy, Josh. Faint worthy.
You haven't seen? Go check out the website right now. You know, go tootling around the website and look around.
Well, show us some. Well, you'll show us some more. I know Michael brought some more stuff as well. But yeah, that's. Oh, hang on. There's only one decent pressing of 10. Patrick's saying. So I'm curious. His thoughts.
Fair enough.
That really should be a 2 LP record. There's a lot of music. It's over 60 minutes.
Yeah. It's like those old Cure records that had a lot of music on them.
Can I want to show one that Josh has sealed. Here's an original Mad Season Above.
So hold on, just back up a little bit here. So you have the original Mad Season, right?
Yes, and then at Record Store Day they reissued it one time, and I had 2 members. I lined up and I had 2 members sign it. The 2 surviving members.
Yeah,
Mike McCready and Barrett Martin. And this is the original Lane, you know, R.I.P. Lane.
Wow.
And Baker, who was the bass player. I saw this band live. They're amazing.
How were your ears after that performance?
There was a couple of shows. One of them was issued. It's called Live at the Moore Theater. That one you can actually buy on DVD.
So Mad Season, what, 1994, I think they formed. And I think what happened was it Baker Sanders drug overdose in the late 90s?
Baker, Lane Staley met Baker when he was in rehab. That's the story. And then so the band, hey Josh, so the band is Alice in Chains Lane. We have Barrett Martin from the Screaming Trees and Mike McCready from Pearl Jam.
Yep. Another super group.
And it's a blues rock record, kind of very bluesy. I've heard Chad Kassem loves this record. I've heard him talk good things about it.
So you have the original, and Josh, you have an original as well?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've got one on the site. It's actually still
how much are these?
I mean, finding them sealed, it's pretty. I mean, 90s vinyl, as we know, is tough, anyways.
Well, that's the thing.
Finding them sealed is crazy. I do have 1,200 on this. So
$1,200. Wow.
But you know, there's only a couple of sealed copies
in existence, right? Oh.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they probably pressed that many back. I mean, especially because we're talking. This is the CD or the cassette. I mean, the cassette.
Hey,
the CD was the big thing, wasn't it?
Josh's is sealed. Let me show you something really cool. This record had 3 sides of music. Let me show you the 4th side on that Mad Season Above. There was 3 sides of music cut to lacquer, and it was cut by Howie Weinberg at
Weinberg.
DMM. I can tell by it actually says DMM. Look at the 4th side. Can you guys see that? Okay?
What's it say? Oh, it says Mad Season on it.
Yeah.
Etched Mad Season. Cool.
Look at that.
I love that.
Can you make it larger? Make it larger for a second.
I can't.
Huh.
Blow it up. We want it panoramic.
Oh, it is larger. Yeah. Anyway, really cool record. Josh has that sealed. Can you believe that?
hard to find. Hard to find.
Yeah.
Like I said, this gentleman's collections, it was kind of crazy. I'll kind of tell the story a little bit about it. I was up in Seattle, where I met up with Michael and Ed up there at Audio Ultra picking up a collection. And this gentleman actually contacted me before I left to go to Seattle, and he said, "Hey, I've got a crazy Seattle collection." I was like, "Oh,
So
cool."
hold on. He's not from Seattle though?
Not from Seattle. So I thought in the beginning, I was like, "Oh, awesome, that's perfect. You're in Seattle. I'm
Right.
going to Seattle to pick up another collection. I'll swing through." And
It's like this two birds with one stone type of thing. You're like, yes.
yeah, he was like, "No, man, I'm not in Seattle at all." He kind of showed me what he had, and he's in, I believe.
I'm interrupting you right now because I mean, obviously, people are pretty excited about it. Is it available right now?
Available right now.
Where do we go? I'm on your site right now. Let's just help the folks out. Where am I going?
You can just go. So I have a featured that's on the front, so you can go to the homepage.
I'm on homepage right now.
Scroll down.
Okay. Tell me when to. Here we go. What's this?
There's everything that's featured. Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of all mixed in, but what you'll see is it'll say Sounds of Seattle collection, and you'll know it's from there. But you can click on the see all for inventory there. That little button below.
View all.
Yeah.
So just everyone, folks, I have Canadian prices, so don't think. Just remember, it's a little bit cheap. It'll look a little bit cheaper, but here you go. Allison Chains, Them Bones, the UK 12-inch promo sampler. It's showing 177 Canadian on my side, so obviously US it'll be a little bit less. That's cool.
Yeah, 124. Yeah, so you can scroll through there. You can also filter it and you can just go up and search for artists up at the top in the search bar. You can go price low to high. You can it's kind of
if Christopher Schmenard's watching, he better be careful. Don't tell his wife he's watching this one. This could be relationship problems.
Right. Yeah, there's some definite heat on there. So
Cool.
and I do have things broken down into categories as well. So I've got like stuff other than this collection on there.
Well, I know obviously I'm looking at Pearl Jam Yield. I mean, you've got REM live at the Olympia in Dublin. Kind of crazy. That's probably
now
pretty
that
rare.
Care Musicians Who Care record right there. That is actually the first time Eddie Vedder is ever on LP.
No kidding.
It's kind of like a hippie kind of folk record, and he actually sings and plays tambourine on that record. So that's kind of the very first Eddie Vedder on LP, pre Temple of the Dog, leaving to come up to the Pacific Northwest. So pretty rare one.
So website is highfidelityrecords.com. Check it out.
Yeah,
there's some good stuff on there, and I guess anyone that's watching now gets first dibs on it, right? Pretty much.
Right. Yeah, making it live for you. Haven't announced it to my social media. This is first dibs. I'll show you another cool kind of first. This is something you don't see a lot of. So this is called the Center for Disease Control Boys, and you're like, what in the world is that? So this is actually a Western comedy satire group in Seattle, and it was started by the guy who would eventually start Sub Pop Records. And what you have on here is the very first Chris Cornell on record.
No way.
Yeah, so he's listed as Jake Cornell, and so he actually sings and plays drums on this.
Who issued that?
This is self-issued.
Wow,
that must be very rare. I can't imagine them
I've never seen
pressing
that
more than a handful of those ones, Joss. I mean, the guy that got this collection, does he watch our show? I mean, this is amazing what you have here.
Yeah. Okay. I sent him the link. It is actually manufactured by Imperial Records in Vancouver, Canada.
So how many
records are on there? How many songs are on there?
We only have two. It's only a two-sided.
Turn it around. Let me see the back.
Yeah.
Can you open it up?
Yeah, we can open it up. There's the back there.
It says Vancouver. Can't go up again. What's it say about Vancouver, Canada? It just says it was recorded there. Manufactured by Imperial Records, Vancouver, Canada. I have no idea. Imperial
recorded
Records.
in Seattle from recording.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, we can open it up and take a look. It's got.
That is really cool.
Take it out of here. I mean, it's not going to sound like Soundgarden, obviously, but it really kind of has a real homemade homemade look to the label, as you can see.
I like the indie look, though. I mean, obviously, from a collector's point of view, not bad.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
we hate now, Mr. Reagan. Is that sort of a Ronald Reagan sort of diss track or something? What was it?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's a Reagan era diss track, because this came out in it was recorded in 85 and came out in 86.
Yeah. So during Reagan's second term, when he was the
Right.
Iran Contra stuff and all the Ollie North stuff that was going on at the time.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's so yeah, it's just like a sample. There's so many cool things on there, and I think one of the fun things about these collections, especially when you get stuff like this, is how much you like learn. You learn a lot.
I'm blown away.
Every time I go through a collection, you know, I'm learning about it, you know what I mean? Because I don't just get it and, you know, like, all right, cool, let's go put it up for sale on the website. I mean, you know, I'm reading about it. I'm interested in it. You know, I didn't get into this.
I know I've known you for many years now. I appreciate your passion. I mean, you and I talk a lot, so I understand. You get into it. You get into it, and you're emotional about it, which I really appreciate. So I understand that, and you know your stuff. I want to see more. I'm absolutely blown away by this.
We were talking about singles. So this is an original. I have two originals. So singles only came out originally in Europe and Spain.
I know it's weird, huh? The way that works, because the CD was so big by 1992. I mean, I have the single CD. I would never have thought of buying it. I mean, I couldn't find it on vinyl back then.
Yeah. So this is actually the Spanish one. I do have the European one as well. It's kind of cool. It kind of has like I think this might have been the way they were sealed. It kind of.
Let me see it.
Yeah, see, it kind of has like a little.
Like that. It's sort of like the Rhino Reserve, the way they did that. Pull that out of there. Let's see.
Yeah, check it out. Check this dude out. Boom.
I can see my credit card bill just going crazy right now because I sort of want that one.
Yeah, it's got all that on there.
This is killing me today.
And we've got the label on there as well.
So is that label different than
it is
US pressing?
Well, everything's in.
Of course it would be.
Yeah, some of the things are in Spanish, obviously, on here, but yeah, it still has like kind of like the 90s era epic label on there, as you can see, or if you can't see it, try and make it better. But
what I like about the singles album is a lot of Chris Cornell stuff on there.
Yeah, it's got the some of the Pontier stuff, you know, which I know everyone. I actually visited that when I was in Seattle. That was kind of one of my places I had to visit because I love the movie. I love the movie too, so I was like, I had to go visit the apartment, and it's actually in.
You sent me the pictures of the apartment as well. Did you go to what's her name, Linda, the main character? Did you go to her apartment as well, where she clicks the garage door?
I didn't go there.
No, I'm sure Michael's been there before.
Yeah.
Do people still hang around the apartment? I bet you there's a lot of tourists that go around that whole apartment.
I've never been to that apartment, to be honest.
Okay.
I think
really?
It's in the central district of Seattle, I believe. Yeah.
Looks like a nice area.
I've never been.
It's up in Capitol Hill.
Capitol Hill, yeah.
And they have not changed it very much. It pretty much looks exactly the same as it did. And here's a little story I learned, a little backstory. You know, there's a fountain in the middle of the apartment deal, and they actually that wasn't there. They made that out of foam. So that's not actually there, but Friends, the television show Friends, was supposed to be kind of a take or a take on singles, because they wanted to make singles a television show, and Cameron Crowe was like, "Nah, I'm good." So they were just like, "Cool, we'll just make something just like singles, where you're in an apartment." And so that in the beginning credits of Friends, it has the big water fountain where they're all dancing around it and stuff. That's kind of a There
it is.
Yeah, so right there in the middle there, and that's where they built the kind of faux fountain. But yeah, it pretty much looks the same as it did back then. They do have a singles poster in the.
I was going to ask you. So they have some. They probably have this somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's actually the I guess it's like the theatrical poster or whatever in there. But yeah, super cool to sit there and be like, man, you know, I mean, Chris Cornell was here, you know, Cameron Crowe was here. You know, Matt Dillon was here, and Lane Staley sat right here. I mean, you know,
Don't forget about Campbell Scott.
Campbell
Come on.
Scott. Yeah, I don't. Does he appear? Yeah, he
He's
lives there.
Steve.
That's
He's
right,
Steve, right? Yeah, he lives in
yeah,
the
he does.
apartment on the second floor, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was kind of an outlier there. Everyone else that lived there was kind of like an outcast or a musician. And he
Well,
was kind of-
Debbie Hunt. You gotta love Debbie Hunt.
we've all known a Debbie. We've all known a Debbie.
Yeah, moving on. So I want to see more of this collection. Michael, show me what you have as well. I think the folks are really excited to see this.
So what I'll say, there's a couple of bands. If you like Alice in Chains, this is a band. Members were an early version of Alice in Chains, and they went on. This is a great band called My Sister's Machine. The record was called Diva. Now, I only found it on vinyl about 4 or 5 years ago because they didn't issue it on vinyl.
I'm liking the cover. That's very fascinating.
You can tell they look like they'd be in Alice in Chains. Look at the guys. Some of them were roommates with members of Alice in Chains.
Gotta love that.
They were on Caroline Records. Great sounding album.
Pretty sexy, eh? The back
yeah,
cover.
and on the back it says I recorded at Smart Studios in Madison, Wisconsin. That's the guy. That's Butch Vig's studio, and it says mastered by Howie Weinberg at Masterdisc. Great record.
Howie did a lot. Hey, Adam's asking Josh. Ask Josh if he has any of his own solo CDs still available. I'm a former bandmate, Lesser Ross, and friend from Oklahoma City.
You know, I think I have a couple of my CDs. Yeah, I used to. That's kind of where my passion from music comes from. You know, I actually was a touring musician back in the day. I used to be a long-haired hippie people, man. Back in the day.
At least you had hair. That's cool.
Yeah.
Cameron Crowe record label. Does he still have his record label, Michael?
I didn't know about that.
I don't know.
No idea.
Yeah. I don't know. Speaking of Cameron Crowe, let me show you this. Now, this is something you've never seen before, ever.
What? This is a debut. I've never seen this. No one's ever seen this.
If you've seen it, you've seen it on film. So what's cool about this is, speaking of Cameron Crowe, everyone's seen Almost Famous, right?
Penny Lane.
Obviously.
Awesome.
We know the band Stillwater and the fictional band Stillwater. So they created some actual mock LPs of some Stillwater records.
Come on.
And they gave out a few of them. There wasn't very many of them to cast and crew, and in one of the scenes, this one actually appears, and this is actually.
You're killing me. Let me see this thing. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, they made a fake promo sticker from the 70s.
Look at that.
Yeah, there you go. You can see.
Turn around.
Produced by Stillwater.
They sounded like Bad Company, kind of. I remember that.
So that's got to be a handful again. Like pretty much, we're talking 100 or so, 200 of those.
More.
Oh no, there was. They probably made less than 10 of these.
Oh, 10 of those, less.
Yeah, not very many, and it's it's insane. I mean, this actually appeared. It's I'll take it out. You can check out
I want to see this.
Got the gatefold in here.
Is this priced on your website? Another sexy picture there. Like, look out, ladies.
Yeah, you got Jason Lee and homeboy over there. What's his name? He played the blue guy in The Watchmen too. Forget his name. Billy Crudup.
Yeah, okay.
Crudup and Jason Lee and all those guys. And I'll actually take out the LP and take a look at that. It actually has. It even says promo on the.
They really went all out. So this is just basically cast members and crew, probably. It was a gift from Cameron Crowe, I assume.
Yeah, and this one actually appeared in the film. You can see it.
Oh, really?
With the promo sticker on it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, super cool. Something you're just not gonna find.
How much is that? Just so I have an idea of what I want to spend.
I think I have 700 on this guy.
You know that's $1,000 more Canadian for me for that record.
I know. It's but yeah, it's super cool. I also have I don't have it to show, but I do have a Fever Dog promo single that's signed by Nancy and Cameron on the website. And so that's
Nancy Wilson we're talking about, right?
Yeah, Nancy Wilson from Heart, man. Yeah, she even puts the little heart in her.
No.
Pretty, and they were obviously married. I think they met on the set of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, I believe.
I believe that's right. Yeah,
correct.
Right. Yeah. She was in that film. So
It's sold out, Josh. Somebody bought it already. Patrick is asking.
what are we looking for?
Patrick, what are you talking about?
Which record?
Stillwater's going for $350 unless it's fake. Josh, Spin the Black Circle is saying.
What it's going for? This one's got the promo sticker and was in the movie, so
It's probably never been played, or
it never has been. It never has been.
Stillwater. That's what he's asking about. How much is it sold out, Josh? Is it sold out, Josh? Somebody bought it already. Patrick's asking.
Yeah, somebody bought it already.
Wow.
Hang on.
Hold on. Told me it's going for $350. Now it's going for $800.
Hold on. Someone bought it already, as in like during the show?
Yeah, it just sold.
Because he went live at 9, didn't it, Josh? Everything went live at 9.
Yeah,
crap.
40 minutes ago. That was fast.
Yeah, it went live. Yeah, so you can go find one. But can you find a near? People want to do all these comps and they want to compare, VG records to near me. There's a wide chasm between the difference between a pristine record and a non-pristine record as far as value. You might have a rare record, but if it's a VG or a VG plus, the difference between that and a near min is.
Oh yeah, near mid, it's almost double sometimes, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that's
or
kind
sealed.
of.
I'm jealous of that Stillwater. Whoever bought that, one of our viewers. Damn it!
Somebody wanted it.
I will really like that one.
Super cool. But yeah, and stuff like this Deep Six. This is super duper rare. I've only seen this once. I actually saw this when I was at Easy Street in Seattle, and they had a copy, and they wanted $1,500 for it, and it wasn't as clean as this.
I was gonna say that one looks clean.
It's super clean. It looks like it's never been played.
I was gonna say
show you the back. You got Malfunction, Green River, Skin Yard, Soundgarden, Melvins.
Skin Yard, by the way, I wanted to tell you guys, they went on to be this band Grunge Truck.
Right. Let me see that.
Another. This was reissued for Record Store Day, and I got the members to sign it. It was not issued. I think it was only somebody talked about in the comments. A lot of these were only issued in Brazil in the 90s because there was a big heavy metal scene and grunge scene in Brazil, and they were playing a lot of records still. But this was. I have an original Grunge Truck though from an album called Inside Yours. This was, and I got the members to sign it at the Record Store Day recently. This one I've had from my radio days.
That's super cool.
Yeah. This has a really cool song called Crucifunkin on it, I believe. I think that was on this record.
So is that a promo with it cut? It has a cut on the top?
Yeah. And actually, I had him autographed it a few years ago. Yeah, there's a promo cut. Exactly. This was actually made in, I think it's German. Yes, it's German. It was from Germany. They were a great band. Very close friends with Alice in Chains also. And the reissue sounds really good, by the way.
Josh, I need to see more. Get going.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm dying here. What else do you have that's rare grunge Seattle scene?
I've got more.
And then I guess going back to what our show, I was just looking at what we titled the show. I had forgotten 90s grunge scene on vinyl, the albums that defined a decade. So I think you're hitting a home run here so far. Just like the Blue Jays are going to hit home runs against the Yankees today. I should have worn my Jays cap. Go Canada.
Do you have an OG in utero? I bet you do, right?
I do have an OG in utero, yeah.
And that was issued. Let me tell you the story of that. I
need to hear the story. There's a big story behind it.
Yeah. So this was issued on clear vinyl.
Hang on, Mike. Hang on.
And I think Sub Pop released the vinyl version, even though it says DGC. And I remember when I worked in radio. Okay, this was issued about 2 weeks before the CD. So the only way you could buy this was, and Pearl Jam did the same thing with Versus. They issued it a couple of weeks in advance. And I remember working in radio, and we got this. And at the time, everybody was playing CDs, but they spinned up the turntables to play the album all the way through. We had two copies, so you could queue up the next track. And the DJ was on, and you'd be like, "Here's the first track on In Utero," and then they had a second copy. You back queue it to get ready to play, and here's track 2. So yeah, this was issued by Subpop, the original, and it was actually cut at the mastering lab. There's TML stamps.
So hang on. So then we know one thing: it's tubes.
Yep.
It's all tube cut.
Yeah, and the producer, I'm trying to remember who produced it. It was somebody super famous. My name
Steve
Steve
Albini.
Albini. He actually said he preferred the vinyl version to the CD.
I've read that somewhere.
I remember that reading that in Rolling Stone. He did not. They weren't happy with how the CD version came out. They liked this, but this is also being reissued by ORG, cut by Bernie Grunman, all analog.
Yeah, but I can't imagine the original. That's
They even have a
all
copy.
tube cut.
They have the reel. Look at the
Let me see. Hold on.
reel.
Put it
They
up.
have a picture. They have a picture of the reel on the hype sticker. Can you see that?
I can't see it. Just hold it up. It's like all blurry. Can you just?
That's the. There it is.
No. Move it back a bit. Move it back. There you go.
There's a picture of the tape box. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, that's really cool. They did that back then. Cool.
Bernie Grunman. Yeah.
They did that in a couple of different colors. They did it in a cream yellow, and then they did it in a kind of a translucent yellow.
Yeah.
I have both of them. I have so on the side I've got the OG on the clear vinyl, and then I also have both of the ORGs. I actually shot them out the other night, much to the chagrin of my neighbors who texted me.
So hang on. So Perfect Prescription saying the Euro version sounds phenomenal, but is the Euro version the same mastering lab plates?
No, it's not. It does sound really good though.
And there's a 45 RPM, right?
I think Josh has this too. Unplugged that. Here's my original Unplugged in New York.
Yep.
Hey, this one actually
one second. Caveat on all the Unplugged records. They're all digitally recorded. They're all been digitally recorded. And all the MTV Unplugs digitally recorded, just so everyone knows.
But this was cut at Precision, which is a great mastering facility.
Yes.
I still have my original sticker from when I bought it. It cost me $13.98.
You guys are like fighting for screen time on this one. So how much are those? How much are they going for? What
I paid $13. Is it $13.98?
Well, yeah, back in
is that what it is?
93.
Can you sell to me for $13.98, Josh?
Josh, how much are they? How much can I buy? How much can we buy it for?
It's in the hundreds.
Well, this one is obviously near mint. We got the shrink.
Is the shrink on that baby?
Yeah, I got the shrink wrap too.
Got the little hype on there. All songs performed. Blah 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 on there.
Turn around.
Oh, and then it has the two tracks.
Two tracks not on the broadcast.
That's right.
On the broadcast, and then it's obviously on the white vinyl. And it smokes. I actually cleaned and played this, and it is just digital or not. Like he was talking about all the 90s vinyl that I have that's cut at Precision. That's just that's
incredible.
Once you see that, you're like, this is gonna sound great.
Good shit. Yeah, and speaking of, the MTV Unplugged from Alice in Chains also sounds that's reference quality.
I have that record as well.
That is show off your system good. Yeah, that one.
It is. It's awesome.
I like this. So you can argue Turkey Toad here. In my opinion, Soundgarden were the best grunge band.
Yeah.
What do you have for Soundgarden, Josh?
Oh gosh, let's see here. What we got here? I've got a bunch of stuff. I've got.
Oh boy, this is killing me. Everyone's bank account and credit card statements are going to look ugly if this continues.
I don't have it, but it's up there. I have the very first Soundgarden Hunted Down on Blue Translucent, their very first Sub Pop single.
Super rare. That goes in the thousands. Isn't it?
How much is that?
I think I have like 900 on that.
So that's on the website?
That's on the website.
That's crazy.
Let me adjust.
I found my original Screaming Life. Do you guys have that one?
Let me see.
That, Josh?
That's cool. Turn it around.
Sold it already. Yeah.
You sold it already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sold it during the show?
Pre-sold it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. But hold on, let me adjust this so I don't have as much. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah. Well, here we've got Louder Than Live.
Oh, I have that one too.
Yeah.
Where is that? I don't know. I was just gonna pull it out and show you. Is that was a bootleg? I think that wasn't that a bootleg or no? Does it say?
It is not a bootleg. It is. It is on.
Oh, let me see. Mine might be a bootleg then.
On A&M.
Oh, I like it. I like that label.
Was that a promo only? I think it was a promo only. Yeah, mine is a bootleg. Look at it. You can tell by the label. Brigade. Yours is not.
This was a promo. Yeah, promo only.
That was promo only, yes. And they also did the 12-inch promo for Loud Love.
My question, why so many colored vinyls back then?
That was not as common back then. It was not quite as common. Hey, another band I want to talk about, you guys. This is an amazing band. There was a side project called Brad. Have you guys heard of Brad?
I like that. That's so cool.
That's Stone Gossard signed that for me, and also the drummer Reagan Hagar, who was one of the early grunge bands too. Reagan was he in Mother Love Bone? He was, yes.
Yes.
So this is an amazing record.
You're gonna just see the
The
back.
singer, yeah, Sean Smith passed away. Hey, this is cut at precision, by the way. It sounds amazing.
Does I have that on the
Yeah.
site? I have
This-
all the
You have
brands.
that one?
Yeah, I have the original of that on
This-
there. I've got the
yeah.
reissue.
How much is the original for the folks?
Oh gosh,
A couple
it's
$100 probably, right?
yeah, it's a couple hundred.
It's been reissued though. Yeah, a couple times. But this sounds amazing. So yeah, Reagan was not. Yeah, he was in Malfunction. Thanks for correcting me on that. Reagan Hager was his name. He's in this band. He was in Malfunction. I had him sign this. Here's his signature. They were at Easy Street Records a few years, 2 years ago, and I had Stone sign it too.
Okay, Josh, I need some mud honey.
Some Mud Honey.
Mud Honey.
There's been a lot of requests, and one of my
I have
favorite
it up.
bands.
I have a bunch of Mud Honey singles. I've got Mud Honey on some of the comps. I don't think I have an LP
Okay.
so available for you. I do have. This is cool though. Going back to Soundgarden. Here's
Loud Love.
promo
12-inch
Loud
single.
Love. This is promo copy.
Oh yeah, I have that one too. That's a great record.
Michael, you would have gotten these during your record or your DJ days, right?
That one I have for my DJ days. Yes, but
That's
I'm trying to
amazing.
look up Mud Honey. Oh, by the
I
way,
want some mud honey.
You know, speaking of that Mad Season, Kevin Gray did a cut of that too.
Oh wow.
And that was issued in the Europe. It was on Music on Vinyl in the U.S. And then our friend Levi Seitz at Black Belt Mastering earlier this year did a Mad Season above too.
So full stop, Mad Season. The one you're holding up would be a digital file.
You know what? I don't think in '95 they were assembling analog reels.
Okay.
By then, everything was being mastered to DAT. Unfortunately, that was really common then.
Yeah, I actually have every version of that record in here. So there was actually a recent reissue, a deluxe reissue. There one that did
Mad
like
Season, yeah.
5
Okay.
different colors.
Just get Mitch. Just do it. Just bite the bullet. Don't even debate it. You got to get it.
You got to
I'm
get
sure
it.
it sounds amazing.
Speaking of colored vinyl, you know, we think there wasn't a lot, but man, the bleach, like I told you, I have every
Right.
press
Yeah.
bleach. I mean, it comes on because they did it. So Tupelo was where it was the distributor in the UK, and then
That's right.
yeah,
You got
This
that,
is my
Michael.
this is my Soundgarden Screaming Life. This is on colored vinyl.
That's
too.
an OG.
Yeah.
dope.
It's 45 RPM though, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It's only a couple of songs per side. It was an EP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, hold on. You want to see? All right.
That must sound unreal. Like 45 RPM, two songs per side. Wow.
So I cleaned and listened to this guy.
What do we got there?
Oh.
Alice in Chains.
That's UK, I can tell.
Yeah,
Right?
this is a UK.
How do you tell
45.
that? How do you tell it's UK?
Well,
Because they were issuing 12-inch singles in the UK in the 90s still.
They were doing a lot of
Not
that.
in the US, yeah.
yeah. I mean, you know, it's got
I love it, Josh.
And they would put live cuts on the B side. I remember that.
God.
Alice in Chains.
we got Them Bones. We
Yeah.
got Young. Got Me Wrong. Yeah, I mean, I listened to this thing. Wow, it
What year is that one?
This came out in 93.
92, 93?
92, 93, yeah.
Yeah,
But they would put live versions on the B side. I remember that on those.
That
yeah.
record looks like it's been almost untouched or played.
it hasn't been played
That's
much.
clean.
Like I said, I cleaned it, and it's kind of got a die cut sleeve, as you can see, and that's actually a drawing that Lane did. His skull
Mhm.
drawing on there, and
You see the label of the record?
yeah, sure, pull it out.
Fun fact, you know that Mad Season record I just held up?
Yeah.
That was drawn by Lane too. And that was him
Oh,
and
wow.
his girlfriend Demery, who passed away before him from an
Huh.
overdose.
So yeah, so there's the,
Another colored vinyl. I love that label. That's what I was waiting for. I love it.
and then on the other side you have the songs on there. Yeah, and it's cut at 45, and man, it was just
Wow.
They're loud. Those are cut loud. I remember. Yeah.
man, it was.
So those are 45 RPM hot cuts.
Do you have someone's asking if you have any Afghan wigs on Sub Pop, maybe? Did you get any Afghan wigs from this
I
collection,
don't believe
Josh?
there's any Afghan wigs in here. No.
Yeah. They were almost like Seattle was their second home. They weren't from Seattle, but they were on Sub Pop. They were another great. Greg Julie was the singer in that band. Another great
Just
band.
Michael and Sub Pop being sort of an indie label in Seattle. Tell the folks the sort of their history going back to the mid 80s and then in present time. Where are they at with everything?
Well, they were they bought out by Sire Reprise?
I think Sire.
It was 51. They kept 51% ownership. They control the content, right?
Okay.
But here's another fun fact: in the early '90s, my girlfriend at the time worked at Sub Pop, so I'd go up there and hang out a lot. She did their mail order.
Did you get free stuff?
Yes, I did. And T-shirts and stuff. And we got to, between the two of us, we got to get into a lot of shows for free.
So hang on, you dated her until she didn't have a job at Sub Pop any longer, it sounds like.
No, I'm not like that. No, she worked for about 4 years there. So yeah, but it was, I got to meet a lot of cool people between the two. I was in radio, she was at Sub Pop. You get to go backstage. It was fun, you know.
You guys are like a Seattle grunge power couple.
Yeah,
crazy.
Back in the day, yeah, it's funny. You know, they'll have in some of these older Sub Pop releases, they have Sub Pop headquarters, and it's this gigantic building, but they're actually in the basement of it. And you know, you read about Sub Pop, and they like over and over again, they were like on the brink of like bankruptcy and like.
But they were actually right across the Pike Place Market at the time when she worked there. It was the building they were at. Yeah. You know,
so
we haven't talked about
right beside Starbucks, right there.
Yeah, Tad. Have we talked about Tad? T-A-D. He was another artist on Sub Pop that was really very grunge based.
Screaming Trees, original Wax Pats.
There was. I'm not sure. I've got a lot of orders here. I haven't looked at it yet. They may be there. They may be gone.
You might be getting orders as we speak on this stuff. This is crazy. I wish I wasn't doing this show because then I'm missing out. I might have to leave.
I'm gonna go scroll your collection while we're talking to see if there's anything I want to talk about.
I saw this Vinyl Piper, the Alice in Chains 12-inch We Die Young with a promo-only facelift LP packaged together is my current holy grail. I can't find and never see. Do we know about that one?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I like him, I've never seen it. So
is it not even on Discogs listed, or is it listed on Discogs with no availability?
It's on Discogs, yeah, but I don't. I've just never seen it in person.
Patrick says Tad was great. Good stuff.
Tad was great. And he had an album that he had to change the album cover on because he used somebody's Polaroid picture without their permission. That he found at a thrift store. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
It was called Gateway Santa was the name of that album. Yeah.
Gateway Santa. Here's another cool Sub Pop story. So, you know, they couldn't pay the bands, right? So they put out Bleach, and you know, they want to get paid. So Chris Novoselic shows up at the guy who owns Sub Pop, and he's like banging on his door, and he's like, "Hey man, we want to get paid. We need to get signed. We need to sign a contract." You know, because it was just kind of like a real kind of good old boy handshake kind of thing going on back, because that's how small it was. I mean, and he's like, "I'm going to beat your, you know what, if you don't write a contract." So this dude, he said, "I didn't know how to write a contract. So I went and found other music contracts, and I just basically copied it all, typed it all up, and then I had them sign it." And he said, at the time, you know, I was scared, you know, these guys are going to beat me up. And he said, but what it did is it saved Sub Pop, because when Nirvana got signed to Gethin, you know, they had to, you know, pay Sub Pop, you know, and I mean, I think for the licensing of Bleach. And so it basically, you know, they didn't have enough money to pay their bands, you know, and then after that, they were like getting checks for $1 million. So yeah, kind of, it just shows you how small Sub Pop was, their early beginnings. So
yeah, I got one for you. We haven't talked about, maybe have it. Folks might know about Temple of the Dog, 1990.
Yeah, you have a promo 12-inch. I'm trying to find out where I put mine. I pulled it out.
Chris Cornell plays into that one, right?
Yeah.
And that was a tribute to the late Andrew Wood.
I was about to say that, Andrew Wood from
so here we go. This is actually 45, another UK.
Oh, that's
45
cool.
RPM.
Let's see, Hunger Strike, yeah. Feature members.
Hunger Strike, Your Savior, All Night Thing.
Turn it around.
Yeah, so.
And it comes with a free poster. You obviously have the poster in there too.
Posters in there. It's never been hung out.
Wow.
It's actually a two-sided poster. One side has the Temple of the Dog logo, and on the other side it has like a photo of all the guys. So
that's 45 again, RPM?
That's 45 RPM. I also have another one. This is actually 30.
Crazy.
This is actually 33, and this is also a promo of let me take it out of its generic black sleeve here. This thing was actually cut by Ken Perry. We know Ken Perry, right? From
Fleetwood Mac?
No, he cut a ton of records for Capitol. back in the day. He's pretty legendary.
He is, and he I think he taught along with Kevin Gray. He taught Matthew Luthans how to cut.
He did. He did.
Yes.
Matthew, yeah. I remember I texted Matt about a Ken Perry cut. I didn't even know that was his mentor, and he was like, "Yeah, Ken Perry, he's the man." So
Ken Perry also cut a lot of stuff for Rhino in the '80s, all those compilations, the oldies stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, this has got we've got you get it. The labels are not on there. Got Pushing Forward Back on one side, and then on the other side it has Hunger Strike.
Wow.
And Your Savior. So this is a promo.
The promo 33.
Promo 33 RPM.
That one I have. I don't know where I put it though. I pulled it out for the show.
Yeah, smoking good. Sounds fantastic. Ken always knocks it out of the park. There's no doubt about that. I mean, here one tip: if you're gonna find a Ken Perry record, find an original. This isn't grunge. Fly Like an Eagle. Look for that KP in the Dead Wax.
The Steve Miller Band.
Yeah. Talk about, man, you're gonna be transported because it is 3-dimensional sound on that. I mean, you haven't heard Wild Mountain Honey until you've heard it on that cut. But yeah, anyways,
I'm an Audio Slave fan. They're self-titled. Is very expensive, Josh, on Discogs. What are the options to do a AAA? Like, I thought MOV was a AAA. Or they use the same plates as the Europe cut?
Yeah, the MOV uses the same plates.
So that MOV is actually a AAA.
Could be.
Yeah.
I think they recorded that to tape. Now, what did they cut it from?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's kind of the.
But those are expensive. Like even the MOV is a couple $100 for the Audio Slave self-titled.
It is, yeah. It's worth it though. I do have some original Audio Slave. I don't have that one. I do have Revelations. An original. I have a sealed promo of Revelations and what's the other one? Now my mind is going blank. We had Revelations and whatever the second one was. I forget, but I have an original of that on the website as well. I do have some cool Audio Slave 7 inches on there. I think I have one that has Live Doesn't Remind Me.
So you have Out of Exile and Revelations then.
Yeah, Out of Exile and Revelations. Yeah. I've ton of 7. Go ahead.
Oh, music on vinyl. I pulled this out. Remember Candlebox? They did a great reissue of this album. Candlebox. They had What Changes, You, Far Behind. They were actually on a label called Maverick Records. That was Madonna's record label in the 90s. She's on a label called Maverick Records. It's signed Candlebox. But this pressing sounds pretty good. Music on vinyl. Mine is like on silver vinyl. A lot of music on vinyl is pressed at Record Industry, which is a really good pressing plant.
Yep.
Fun fact, Easy Now 27. Ken's first job mastering, we're talking Ken Perry, was Graham Parsons' first group, International Submarine Band, on Lee Hazelwood's label in 1968.
Crazy. Yeah, wow. I didn't know that. That's
cool. Does your collection have any Queensryche, Josh? Did you get
I was going to ask him that.
Yeah.
No, it's very grunge centric.
I was going to say
it's focused on grunge.
Someone said bluesy grunge or something. They were saying in terms of the collection. I saw a comment there. Hang on. The collection seems to be from the bluesy side of grunge instead of the punkier side of grunge.
Yeah.
There's a lot of both. There's a lot of both.
Yeah.
There's a lot of both. And this is just the first drop. Wow. I have another probably 1,200 pieces that are going to be coming up in the coming.
What?
Yeah. This is what
you
we
didn't
have
tell me
here.
That.
Yeah, it takes a while to process these. People think I'm just over here playing records, but I've got to take.
I just bought this last week from a local record store called Double Dare Records. Rage for Order, and I want to show you. It was about $60 because it's an original pressing. The big song of this was "Walk in the Shadows." That was a big song. But look at their pictures. They transitioned into a very
gothish.
Look how the guys were dressed by then. They changed.
I kind of missed them. I mean, I think it's my age. I kind of missed some of the 80s stuff.
Me too. That's why I bought this,
Green River, vinyl Piper, Green River. Let's see the Green River.
Yeah, I've got some Green River.
Let's do it.
Let me see.
I love Green River.
If I can get to it here, I'm gonna
if you're just joining,
I have too much stuff around me. It's on the website.
Okay. Hang on. Okay, then I'll do this. I'm gonna go back because I'm looking to buy some stuff here too. So let me see if I can find your website here.
So you said you can go to it says Sounds of Seattle. How would I find the collection, Josh?
Okay, I'm on your website right now. How do I find this?
How do I get to
What
this?
do I do?
Can
you guys- Can you guys see it right now? What do I do to find it?
It's not like sectioned off by itself.
Okay, it's in inventory.
So tell me what I'm doing.
Yeah, you'll know it's from this collection. Click on like that that Alice in Chains, for instance.
Okay, I did it. There we go. It's sold. Is it sold?
Nope, it'd say sold out if it was.
It says sold out. It says sold out.
Which one sold out?
And it sold out then.
Okay.
That was fast.
That sucks for me.
Yeah, so it'll say, but scroll down, it'll say from the Sounds of Seattle collection.
Oh, hold on. Let me do that. Oh, right there. I see. Okay.
Yeah. That one just sold out?
It's gone.
Oh man.
This sucks. Okay, well, not for the person that bought it.
Not for Josh, for us.
Yeah.
For Josh, it's pretty good, but hang on.
I'm sad to see it go. It sounded great.
Oh man. Okay, so I'll do another one here. I'm just looking. Here about Temple of the Dog. You're showing that one. You can add that one to the cart. That's still available.
Hunger Strike.
I'm showing $142 Canadian, guys. If you're in the US, that's going to be a little bit cheaper because I'm obviously from Canada.
Yeah. I think that one might be 100. I think in US.
That would make
dollars.
sense.
But you might be able to just go up and type in Sounds of Seattle up into
okay. Let me do that. Here we go.
Try that. Sounds of Seattle.
Okay. There we go. There it is.
And it might just bring up just everything. It's from that collection. So I mean, there's more than that. I mean, I've got there's kind of a smattering of everything in there, but
here's Stillwater.
Yep,
still available.
Signed by Cameron Crowe, Nancy Wilson.
Oh, here's the one. Here's this one, Audio Slave.
Yep.
This could cost some people a lot of money today watching this show.
Definitely. Hey, it's definitely some cool stuff. I mean, it's not your average garden variety record collection. I was kind of making a joke the other day. I said, I think I have more records here in my facility than the entire state of Oklahoma. It's probably.
Do you have a warehouse, Josh, or where do you store all this stuff?
His extra bedroom, probably.
Well, I have a place that I work out of, an office, and then I also have a climate controlled storage as well.
Yeah, you have to have this many records.
And so you're ultrasonicing all these before you send them to your customers, right?
I wish. I can't. You have to. That's kind of an extra add-on. I just don't have time to do that. That'd be
you have a Claudio, right? The Claudio ultrasonic cleaner.
I do have a Claudio. That is an option on there if you do want to get it cleaned, and I do recommend that for some of these records.
And you put it in a multi-sleeve, right?
I do, yeah. I clean it in the KL Audio, clean it and dry it, put in a fresh MoFi sleeve, and then put the jacket in a fresh, another fresh MoFi outer sleeve, and it's $5, and you don't have to worry about it. You got good sleeves on it, and it's.
I have that Queensryche EP on 206 Records. I pulled it out earlier that he's talking about. The Queen of the Reich, The Lady Wore Black. It was 2 songs per side. I think it was a 33 or 45. I can't remember. That was cut at the mastering lab too. That has TML stamps on it. That Queensryche EP.
So that would be all tube cut again.
Got a ton of cool Pearl Jam. I mean, this is an original Riot Act.
I like that one.
Yeah, I love this record. This is I actually have we have an original European and US pressing in here of this. It's super cool. It's got a booklet in there and with tons of pictures, and I cleaned and listened to this too. It's just the dynamics are just crazy. The song Half Full on here, the McCready riff is, man, it'll incinerate your brain. I mean, tons of Pearl Jam.
Yeah. Someone's asking about the Alice in Chains, the dog, the tripod cover. Do you have the dog with the 3 legs? Do you have that one, Josh?
Sold.
That one's sold. That's going for a ton of money too.
Sold as in before the show or during? Is it gone?
During.
Damn it.
What did that go for? About $600, I'm guessing.
Something like that.
I forgot about that one.
Rumored to be reissued soon. That had a song called Sludge Factory on it that I loved. I remember that.
That album. Yeah, that album is
awesome.
That's
a great album, yeah.
There is a ton of Jerry Cantrell on there. There is still some I think there's an original jar. There's still an original Jar of Flies, Sap on there.
Yeah. So 206 Records that was Matt Vaughn.
So Vinyl Viper is saying, and Michael, just tell us a little bit more about this. 206 Records is the owner of Easy Street Records. They started 206 Records to put out the Queensryche
His
What
name
about
is
what's that?
Matt. His name is Matt Vaughn, and he actually managed Grunt Truck, the band I showed earlier. He managed Grunt Truck also.
Cool.
So Easy Street is still around. Josh went there. They have a bar upstairs. They have a diner downstairs too. I go there and get breakfast all the time.
Yeah, man. Great
Delicious.
great Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
It's just it's a cool vibe there. They've definitely
So
got.
let me ask you this now. Living in, I haven't been to Seattle since a little while. I
And
mean,
they
in
have a
terms of,
stage there. They do shows there too. They have
so Michael,
in-store shows.
in terms of Seattle's music sort of scene currently, where's it at?
You know, there's still clubs, there's still shows going on. I mean, it's not going to be back in 90, 91, 92. There was shows every single night you go to, like, like dive bar shows. It was, a place called the Off Ramp that's still around. Rock Candy's gone now. That was a place that was famous.
Yeah.
The Crocodile Move, they're still around. There was places you could literally find a show every night, 91, 92 to go.
Okay, Josh, I'm going to ask you a couple ones. I mean, you got a big collection here. I'm going to name some. We talked about the Melvins, Malfunction, Mother Love Bone, Mudhoney, Presidents of the United States of America. Any of those?
Yep, I got some presidents on there.
That's a cool one.
I have one of those sealed. You know, the vinyl was a GoFundMe that the guy at the singer started.
Oh wow,
that's how they got it back on vinyl. Do you have this one, the 12-inch for Sliver and Dive, about a girl?
Yes,
that's another great record. That's on your site right now. This sounds really really good. I remember playing it and having it.
It's on blue vinyl, right?
It's from Germany. Mine is on black vinyl, but but it's
that 45 again.
That's
record company. This is cut really loud. It sounds amazing, actually. Lots of low end.
So Screaming Trees, Seaweed, Skin Yard, Sweetwater.
I'll tell you a fun fact. The CD of this was the first time I ever heard Nirvana. I was at a Tower Records in the University District, which is by the University of Washington. They played this. I was like, holy shit, what is this? I heard Dive, and I was like, wow. That was my first time ever hearing Nirvana.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. That's over in the Seattle. The old Tower Records was in the Seattle Center, right?
Yeah, there was one there, and there was one in the University District where the University of Washington is. Yeah.
Yeah, I visited Seattle when I was a kid in the 90s, and I remember going to the Tower Records there.
The one in Seattle, they had Tower Records, then they had Tower Video and Tower Classical. There was three next to each other. And there was a Tower Books, too, down the street.
Wow. So I didn't know that. That's cool.
Well, gentlemen, this was fun.
Yeah.
The albums that defined a decade. I don't know if we had enough time to define a decade with what we talked about today, but I think the scene was
talk about
very
the website
vibrant scene. And I'm going to get to the website again. Thank you, Michael.
High Fidelity. There's a hyphen in there, right? High.
Yeah. So it's going to be
H-I.
Yeah, just like how it's spelled right by my name,
HI-FidelityRecords.com. I'm going to go look at this.
Yeah.
There it is there. Can everyone see there's the website?
Oh, right I'm seeing something I've never seen before. He has a Pearl Jam Alice in Chains split single. Jeremy from Pearl Jam on Wood on the other side for Brazil. I've never seen that before either.
Mm-hmm.
We've
got a lot of Pearl Jam on there. I have a lot of CDs on there. There's actually they did a Best Buy giveaway. They were going to do one when I believe when Avocado came out, I think. Or no, it was when Yield came out. I'm sorry. And this was like a promo CD they were going to give out to people, and they decided to just pull it and destroy them all. And I guess some employees kept them. And yeah, that's cool. So that's a promo little wooden crate they made. Not very many of those around. They made a 12-inch one and a 7-inch one. 200
or less, probably, it says, right?
Yeah, not very many. It's actually wood engraved. I've got a ton of test pressings on there. A lot of 12-inch singles. Those vaults, which were available through the Tin Club, we have all of those available. Some of them sealed, like that one.
Here's a question: if anyone buys these records, are you guys going to unseal them to listen to them, or just sort of this is sort of your need to keep them for long-term purposes?
Yeah, that's up to I don't know. I'm a listen to them kind of guy, but it's if you buy something that's $1,200 and it's sealed like the Mad Season, you're kind of like on the fence. Do I keep this as an investment? Because a lot of these audiophile records that are being put out now, you want to buy them and listen to them. That's cool, but when they're making 20 and 30,000 of them, they're not really an investment. But these original pressings from the 90s, they're never, you know, this is the good point Michael made to me when I found an original Megaforce Ride the Lightning in Georgetown when I was there.
Georgetown Records, yes.
And he said to me, I said, should I get this? And he said, you should, because it's never going to go down in value. And that's the way it is with all these original 80s and especially 90s. They're never going to
Metallica and Megaforce, before they got signed to Elektra, it's never going to go down. Early Slayer records, they're never going to go down in value, right?
Yeah, so they are a good investment. You know, you're like, oh man, I got to peel off $1,200 for this. Well, it's never going to go down in value. It's never going to get to listen to it, and then later on, if you want to sell it or trade it, it's going to be worth exactly what you paid for it.
Steve, I also want to give a shout out one more time. If you can't afford the collectibles, the two Mother Love Bones were just reissued last week.
Levi Sights at Black Belt Mastering. These are actually, like I said, injection molded records. They're not hydraulic pressed in the Netherlands. So these sound great. I've listened to both of them. I recommend these. Well, guys, thank you so much. Everyone that's watching, thank you so much. high-fidelityrecords.com. Hopefully there's some records left after today's show. Michael, thank you for all of your knowledge today, living through.
Look at that nice mug.
I love that mug. I got
the
mine
Audiophile
Roundtable
Roundtable mug.
You can buy that on the store.
Yeah.
I should plug that as well. All of the stuff that on my Audiophile Roundtable store goes to charity. All the proceeds go to a children's music charity, just so everyone knows. I don't take any profits from it. I don't need that.
Awesome.
I love that mug. The sounds of the 90s, the albums that defined a decade, definitely. We talked about a lot of them today. Go to high-fidelityrecords.com, grab some. This is a great hour and change. I enjoyed it.
It went fast. This time just
always does. Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I really want to promote stuff that's not 70 years old as well. So I think we did a good job. Maybe
now let's go back to talking about. Can we talk about the best Asia pressing again?
Man, I'm not talking about
no. Come on, the Cisco. I want to talk about Asia.
Oh, you're killing me. All right, I'm leaving it at that, guys. Thanks so much. Everyone, thumbs up on this. I can't ask enough. No one thumbs up. I mean, this is worth it. Put the thumbs up. It gets going. Guys, have a good weekend.
Appreciate it.
Grunge.
Thanks, guys.
Let's go.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye.
Bye.